And tragically, this pattern keeps on happening. Now, Senator Booker also said we should have bipartisan agreement. I think that's a great idea. We should have bipartisan agreement. How about we all come together and say, let's stop murders? How about we all come together and say, let's stop rape? How about we all come together and say, let's stop attacking pedophiles?
Let's stop attacking pedophiles.
To support this exciting renewal this morning, I'm pleased to announce that on May 17th, 2026, that we're inviting Americans from all across the country to come together on our national mall to pray, to give thanks, and we are going to do something that everyone said, like, that's tough. We're going to rededicate America as one nation under God. You know, a lot of people...
They thought I was done.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Wallstreet tried to bury me.
That's what I mean by the Spirit. It's so incredible to see it. I see it so much. I've never seen anything like it.
Hey guys, Carlos Cortez here. This episode is going to be a cool one. We're going to talk about silver and precious metals and turning your precious metals into an income. How do we do that? Where do we go from here? Maybe you bought precious metals the past year or two. Maybe you've been stacking like I've been. I don't know. Everybody's different. But today we are simply going to discuss information, education purposes only. I am not doing investment advice on this podcast. So everything on this podcast is meant for information, education purposes only. There's a lot of information to talk about, but more importantly, for those of you that are resonating with anything that I say today, feel free to reach out to my office, 813-448-3446. Again, that was 813-448-3446. If you would like to book an appointment, you can go directly to cortezwm.com and book an appointment. Tell us a little bit about your situation, as much as you want, as little as you want. And my staff will book an appointment with myself or another consultant. More importantly, be sure to like and subscribe our Rumble channel, Spotify, as well as YouTube if you want more of this content. And if you want to keep on following us, we do drop some great ideas out there. And we're talking about a lot of the current marketplaces when it comes to your faith and your finances, particularly in your retirement. And that's really the distinction here. Are we buying these puppies for income? Are we buying them to hoard silver and not actually generate income? Or are we buying them as storage value? There is really no wrong answer when it comes to precious metals. The reason why I've been talking about precious metals is because it's so fun to trade the paper side. And I'll talk about the paper side here shortly. But precious metals does not give you an income if you haven't noticed already. Yes, and it's extremely volatile. It is red money. Now, for all of our new listeners, if you don't understand what red money is anything that has unlimited losses, unlimited gains. You have no control of the price. You have no control of what it's going to do. There is no principal protection. Expectation doesn't mean obligation. So if you expect silver to go up, that doesn't mean your money is safe, guys. I've already proven that to you, and I've been laughed at. I've been called a scam, a spick Jew. I mean, all these things. Oh, you're a felon, blah, blah. Yes, yeah, whatever. Show me the arrest records. Show me where I've been handcuffed and sent to jail if everything was a scam. Like, it is ridiculous what people say out there. Defamatory stuff. Whatever. Silence the noise. The fact of the matter is that these precious metals are traded by the people you're trying to avoid. these precious metals and paper on paper is traded by the banksters that you are trying to avoid. Well, Carlos, I want somebody local, is what I heard another client say last week. Great. Go find your local person and ask them, where is my money? He goes, what do you mean? Where's your money? Well, it's at the broker, it's the custodian, the brokerage firm. Well, where's that? It's in another state. It's custody in Lexington, Kentucky. It's custody in Des Moines, Iowa. It's custody in Jersey City. It's custody in Amarillo, Texas. I say that, guys, because there's so many people that say, well, how are you different from the guy down the street? Well, the guy down the street is just there. You're either going to call him and he's going to send his or your money, her money. You're going to send your money, him or her is going to send it to another site out of state. It's just how the industry works. So the whole thing of, oh, I need somebody virtual, that is because you're wired to, oh, I want to see that person. I want to do this. I want to do that. But it really doesn't matter with what we have now. So virtual relationships are growing. And the reason why I say that is because we're able to service pretty much all of the United States. And I love what I do. I love podcasting. I love helping people out because we're getting so many phone calls about what to do. They've retired 6, 7, 800 grand or $1 million and they're retired and they don't know how long their money could last. And it is a tough question if you don't have advice, if you don't have licensed advice. Tell me, congratulations, you've built $1.5 million in your 401k. Tell me how long that money's going to last you. Tell me what you're going to do when you pull that money and how much taxes are you going to pay with that money. If you don't know those answers, then you need professional help. We are here to help you, to advise you, and to guide you on what to do. One thing you don't want to do is put all your money in a precious metals IRA. You can't generate income. You would have to pay melt value, which is also dictated on the supply and demand of actually selling the precious metals. So what we like to talk about, or one thing you should be looking at, is converting that portion of the precious metals IRA into an account that's guaranteed. And I'm not talking about a bond portfolio or a stock portfolio because those aren't guaranteed either. Dividends are not guaranteed. You can only assume and think that since they paid dividends for the past 70 years, they're going to keep on paying dividends for the next 70 years. That is not a guarantee. That's an assumption. There's a huge difference. But when we have a contractual guarantee from a green money account or insurance-based contract, now we got a contractual guarantee with backing, with dollar for dollar backing, contractual guarantees for the rest of your life. We're producing income. And let me tell you, it's a dangerous game out there. A lot of you have over $1 million in precious metals and you're worth $2 million. So you have half your asset on an account that is controlled by the markets and not by you. So let's do something smart. Let's protect your money. For every typically $100,000 in an insurance contract, you can generate about $7,500 in guaranteed income for the rest of your life. Even if the count goes to zero, they're still going to pay that. Depending on your state, depending on your situation, and depending on interest rates, all you have to do is give us a call, 813-448-3446. Let's get your retirement secured so that way you have a guarantee on your money. And I'm not talking about life insurance. I may be talking about an insurance contract with the life insurance company because they're guaranteed forever. But what I really, really want to mention is that if you have an IRA, a 401k, a precious metal IRA, then at some point, you're going to need to protect that principal. You don't buy precious metal to hold it for the rest of your life. That is lazy. You want to be proactive and smart. Like I've traded silver this whole week. I told you guys when it was going to crash, it freaking crashed. And I made a ton of money. I made 300% on the crash. I'm not here to brag. I'm here to tell you that this stuff happens. Like for real. All right. So another thing you guys are wanting to know, like these tips and stuff, and they're not tips. This is not recommendations. I'm not giving investment advice, but for education purposes only, I bought a call option on AGQ. I think silver will go up the next few days, and I'm hoping it blasts off. So we effectively made money on the crash, and now we're making money on the buy up, on the melt up, and the meltdown. So this is effective trading. This is not meant for everybody. This is not meant for retirees. But I want to show you guys little by little what I'm doing. So eventually, we're going to be introducing a service, a signal service, probably $15,000, $20,000 a year to copy all my trades. And I could show you, I could build a portfolio over 150, 200% a year doing these trades. But yet you guys continue to want to buy an asset, that old money asset called precious metals. And hopefully it goes up 100, 200% a year. Sounds like Bitcoin style returns. Meanwhile, we'll talk about Bitcoin here shortly and how we're making money on shorting Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin is going to go down to an all new level. But what do I know? What do I know, right? So this is what people are saying. And we're going to talk about Bitcoin here shortly. But I want to make sure that you guys understand that if you have a precious metal IRA, give us a call. Do not play the market right now with your retirement. Unfortunately, I know a really, really beautiful gentleman, beautiful in soul and beautiful in what he does for the kingdom. He got hurt. He bought precious metals from the wrong dealer. And if you don't have a right dealer, then I would recommend Cornerstone Asset Metals. Cornerstone Asset Metals, Terry over there is one of my homeboys. They are my strategic partner. They are my ride or die dogs. 888-747-3309. Give them a call. They are awesome at what they do. They're not here to, rip your shirt off your back. These are from Cornerstone, these silver bars. I know I talk about every podcast, but look how beautiful these things are. They're completely amazing. And they're clear. They even have like these troy ounce coins. They can put scriptures on them. God forbid the government turns around and says, you know what, this is no longer industrial metal. This is a tier 1 currency. We need to turn in your silver. And if you don't, you're going to be a felon. And you could say, you know what? As you guys implement the social credit score, these are exempt, religiously exempt, because they have scriptures on them. And I've offered this to my faith. And so this is for my faith, not for the monetary system. Whatever. It's just another layer of protection. If it ever gets to the social credit score. We spoke about the social credit score. In my opinion, I think that Experian means experiment. I think TransUnion means transhumanism. I think Equifax meaning equity and the social credit score. So I want a good equity in my credit score. So I think all this is just the obey agenda, Project 2030 agenda, the track, trace, and control agenda, whatever you want to call it. I'm just saying, open up your eyes. Open up your eyes on what is happening right in front of us. Silver will continue to rise. It's getting close right now. It's bounced back up like crazy. Let me pull up my charts on my trading terminal, and I can pull it up on the podcast screen here shortly. So yeah, right now we got a bunch of sell pressure, but it is turning. It's flatlining on the turnover, meaning that it is turning over, and we should see silver bounce back up pretty good, actually. So I bought a call option at 176. I don't know if fall in the money, but I'm willing to take the gamble or the risk, calculated risk, because I see the momentum literally going up. So we'll see. We'll see how it pans out. I bought a 178 call option. AGQ is what I'm looking at. Let me pull it up here on the screen so you guys can see what I'm looking at. If you currently have money in the bank, a 401k, or even precious metals in an IRA, you may want to listen up. You're going to want to have a place where you have a guarantee on your funds. As we go into a lower interest rate environment, banks will be stressed out when the commercial real estate crisis happens. Right now, you can get a guarantee, yes, a guarantee on your principal, and get a bonus. If you're younger than 65 years of age, we can utilize an insurance-based contract that has been around for over 100 years. We want to help you find a guarantee on your funds that are actually outside of banking laws, outside of securities laws. And guess what? You get a guarantee on your funds. You get a guarantee on your principal. Go to greenmoneysolutions.com, fill out your information, and let's just see if you qualify. So here we are, guys. AGQ. This is silver. So this is going to be the leverage portion of silver. You see how it hit rock bottom all the way down here. Now, I'm not saying this is a safe place to buy, but daggone, this is a really good discount to buy this right here. And what you see is we made money on this downward meltdown, and then it started retracing back. And I really feel with this volume come Wednesday morning, we should see it turn over. It might just go sideways and it'll pop back up to a new home. So our next resistant level should be at 277 on AGQ. So I'm hoping that's the case, because this is typically moves about $10 a day on this sucker. So I really, really like AGQ for anyone that is interested and looking it up. It's got some great setups right now. In my opinion, I could be wrong. So as we look at this, we see the buy signal here and it completely dropped. So it hit this Bollinger Band, closest Bollinger Band, just dropped. And now it's sell pressure. But what I love about this particular setup is you see this momentum indicator here. You see how it's hitting rock bottom. And with a average trade range of daggone $50, this thing could go completely at once. I have a call option at 178. I got a really good deal on it. I bought it like around here. So really good time to get into silver is right now. And I'm hoping that it just turns over by the end of this week. And man, that should be a really cool trade. Once again, this thing does move on average of $49.88. So it's very, very common and not out of the norm that can go from 176 all the way to 220 just in one day. Now, if silver surges, so let's actually go to actual silver, which is XAG, USD. So this is the actual silver. AGQ is ×2 of the silver. As you see here, this is a 4-hour and this is a daily. So the daily looks like, hey, it obviously came back down, but look at our momentum. You see how it's taking a turn there? We got a green dot here, and we got a buy signal here. So this is actually starting to turn. You see this? It's actually about a turn, and it could just come right back up here with this momentum that we see over here. I'm really liking the fact that this continued its resurgence. So right now we are at 80, 90, we're at $87. It just hit $90 this evening, and it came back down to 87. I really feel that this is going to go up, possibly back to 100 very soon. So another reason why I like AGQ, because you're just going to make 2% of whatever silver is doing. So why wouldn't we want AGQ on the paper? Now, for those of you that are afraid of silver and want to hedge, like you want to buy something that makes money when your silver goes down, this would be good insurance, paper insurance. on your silver. So notice this has been going down, 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 but we made out fat in February. So that's a daily. Let's go to 4-hour. This is the opposite of silver. So you only buy this when you feel that silver is going down. You could make some great money on this account. Again, this is just a trade. This is nothing that I would do long term. You could lose money. You could lose money in this account. This is not a long term. I repeat, this is not a long term investment. This is an investment that you want to do if you want to hedge. So AGQ is going to be 2 times the upside. So if you feel silver is going to go up, you buy AGQ. Again, not investment advice. If you want to make money and trade silver on an ETF without a commodities account or a futures account, then you would buy ZSL to short silver. I know that sounds crazy. This is a day trade, maybe 2 or 3 days, and that is it. This is not a long-term investment. Now, another cool thing I wanted to share real quick is SBIT. Just made a trade this morning on this sucker here. Now, this is Bitcoin. This is the opposite of Bitcoin. This will go up when Bitcoin goes down. So right now, it's telling me to sell. That basically means take profit from our buy. We got a blue cross, a golden cross, on the last day of January. We're so bombarded by silver that we didn't even talk about Bitcoin. So this is shorting Bitcoin, guys. How cool is that, man? A lot of people think it's going to really, really go down south. Let's take a look at BTC itself. This stuff is fun. Are you guys enjoying all this? Like, it's cool, man, making money off all this chaos. So much fun. And it's so fun when you guys actually protect your principal, when you sell out of the silver and not deal with the stupidity of the volatility by the people that you're trying to avoid, and you know who they are, right? You know who they are. Just because this is quote unquote God's money doesn't mean it's not manipulated by the banksters. So most people need safety. Most people need income. Silver, precious metals, terrible at income because they're not meant for that. So we have to convert a portion of it, sell a portion of it. I'm not saying get rid of all your precious metals. Precious metals is great in case that there is a solvency issue in our economy. And that could very, very much be a real thing, especially with the banks. The banks are fake, man. You don't even own the money in your bank account. They legally do. And if they don't have the solvency, if they don't have the money to pay you, then they don't have to pay you. They own your money. It's ass backwards, but that's the way it is. That's the way it is. So check out BTC. This is Bitcoin. Man, I mean, a kindergartner can tell me that this is going down. And there's a lot of volume left. So 1 hour chart shows a sell pressure here. In February 3rd, we got another sell signal on BTC. So it's going down. That means SBIT will go up. The 4 hour shows us a sell pressure, and the daily. I don't even have to mention anything there. That thing is clear as day. This sucker is bleeding quickly. Holy smokes. Wow. So yes, SBIT will go up. Let me go back to SBIT. And just like silver, there is an invert. Look, I got a buy signal on January 26th. How right was that? And then it shot up all the way at 49. So we got a buy signal when it was at 40. So that thing just shot up 20%. This has some legs on it, though. Whenever I get these vertical green bars and the momentum is looking good and a golden cross is superseded, oh, man, this is a perfect layup. I bet by the time you guys watch this, average trade range is $3.38. We are at 54. I bet this hits $65. No, at a minimum $63. I bet it hits $63 at 50 from 54 by the time you watch this. So I could be wrong. Could be a massive short. Boom, right now, you know the markets, but I think it's safely to say that it's going to break 60 by the time this airs. Just another trade, another call option. So you could buy, just so you know, I just bought the call option on this one. Let me see which one I bought. All right, so I bought SBIT at 55 call options for 220 expiration February 20th. $55 calls. So at $55, this thing's in the money. So yeah, what I just went ahead and bought, I bought a call option here, guys. Again, not investment advice, as you guys know. I bought the $55 call options on SBIT. Very risky trade. I only put money I can afford to lose. But man, if this thing continues to sell, again, Bitcoin continues to drop, this makes money. So at $55, you would be in the money. What I love about call option is that you control 100 shares per contract. So when you buy a contract, if you have an options agreement on your brokerage account, you have to buy whatever the premium price is time 100, and you have one contract. And you control literally 100 shares per contract. And if the daggone thing gets to in the money over 55, you keep all of that. And you can exercise it before February 20th. Again, a high-risk trade. If it doesn't go in, then you only get what the contract's worth, or you lose it all. But you can only lose what you put in. So that's the beauty about call options, naked call options, is that you simply only lose the premium you put in. So, and then if it hits a certain price, you make all of it times 100. So congratulations if that's you. But I love the 55 call options here. It's my opinion. It's what I think. And that's why I put my money in it. I'm not recommending it. I'm just showing for information, education purposes only. So I like AGQ in the next few days, and I love SBIT in the next few days. Those are my two things that I'm watching right now. You have to stay tuned on Saturday on how it pans out, right? But I love these weekly options, man. They're sometimes a day trade, sometimes a 2 or 3 day trade, swing trade, but so much fun. You can do it if you are a professional. If you have a job, you can do this stuff in the morning before you go to work. Put your order in, and when the market goes in, it fills. And by the time you end your work, you check it during lunch or the end of the work, and then you could sell it and put an order in for the next day if it's in the money. But very, very, very easy to do. But anyways, I appreciate you guys looking at all this, and sorry if I bugged you or bored you, but all this stuff is fun and it's interesting because we can tell you what the market's doing or have our own bias before it actually happens and be profitable from it. So it's important to have an advisor that has this ability so that we can look at your portfolio and tell you, hey, this is a good thing, this is a bad thing. And I'm not here to step on anyone's toes. I'm just here to let you know that you have options. You don't have to be all in the red money. You don't have to be in the stock market. You don't have to figure all this out. You just need an advisor that can pilot you and navigate you through the turbulence that is coming. You know, I have my own pilot. His name's Jared. I don't know nothing about flying, but I trust him because a kid literally is a kid. He's not vaccinated. And he knows my little aircraft better than anyone else. He's flown a lot of miles on it. He's great. And he understands the severity of it. And he's extremely knowledgeable on all airplanes and anything aircraft. He's been doing it since he was 13 years old, flying with his mentor or his father figure at that time. And I want to be that pilot for you guys. Some of you have lost your spouse. Some of you have inherited IRAs. Some of you have lost a job. Some of you received an inheritance and you don't know what to do with it. And you don't agree with the stock market, or you don't agree with putting all your stuff into precious metals. You seek help because that is biblical. You seek counsel because that is biblical. And what we want to do is we want to make sure that your investments are producing an income. So if you're retired and you have precious metals, guys, it's not a safe bet, man. It really isn't. I would only have about 30, maybe 40% of your portfolio in precious metals right now. The rest needs to be in safe money, producing an guaranteed income. As you get older, you need to focus more on guarantees on your principal and have an income. I've spoken with hundreds of people that have all these millions in precious metals, and it's doing nothing for them other than volatility. And they're going back to how they were in the market because you are in the market. The precious metals is not protection, guys. All it is store of value in it. And quite frankly, it's laziness. You think you're preparing, but you're really not preparing. You're preparing to be lazy and set it, forget it, which is not even biblical. You have to be a steward. Buying precious metals and holding it a long time is not a steward. That's just laziness. Is it smart? It could be smart. But what if you were 65 years old and you had a gold IRA or silver IRA, and last week happened and you lost 40%? Okay, so you still made 150% if you held it for the past 2 years. I've been buying silver since I was 17. I didn't sell because this is my bug out bad. Like, I trade options. I have a business, I have my own green money accounts. That is my safe money. The money in the bank account, I don't typically keep a lot in the bank account, only to pay payroll, really, and pay bills. That is it. The rest is all invested. And we need to understand that the money in the bank is there not to be a reliable asset. It is there to fund the banking system. To you, you're getting peanuts. To them, they love it because they can take your peanuts and make a lot of money off of your money, and you don't even have control of it anymore. I don't like that setup. I like when you do have a little bit of precious metals. I like when you have a guaranteed income or a guarantee on your principal using our insurance-based contracts. Some others call it infinite banking. This is typically not infinite banking. Infinite banking is utilizing cash value life insurance. If it's set up properly, it can be a tax-free source that the IRS cannot touch. We do that here all day, every day. But it only works if you have about $250,000. If you have less than that, don't even mess with it. You're dealing with people that are just wanting to make a commission off of you. But you need at least $250,000 to make the infinite banking. It's basically an index universal life policy to make that work for you. We've gotten a lot of calls on what is infinite banking, and it's just a marketing name for cash value life insurance. Now, we use a Roth IRA conversion style or a tax-free retirement conversion, and we utilize the same concepts. So if you have an IRA, let's just say you have over $250,000, $300,000 in IRA, we can take all of that, divide it by 5 years. So we're taking out 50 grand, let's just say, for 5 years. And in 5 years, all that is put in a tax-free bucket. What we do is we utilize the cash value life policy and we borrow against it to pay the taxation that you did when you pulled your money out. So the first year you pay your own taxes. The second year you borrow against the life policy. The third year you borrow against the life policy. The fourth year you borrow against the life policy. The fifth year you borrow against the life policy. After 5 years, it's all tax-free. And the IRS can't do nothing. So when you file and start to have income or borrow against it, you cannot get a 1099 for it because it's your own bank. You literally have your own bank. Bank of America and all the big banks, they're huge buyers of this style of account, and they're privatized insurance contracts. You are your own bank. And if you're interested in that, it is a process. It's not as easy as people make it seem. There is a bunch of caveats to it, but I can help you with it. I've been doing that for 20 plus years now. And I know all the ins and outs on the whole life side, the index universal life side. We have some of the best growth products out there that you can borrow against. So you can put money in and take money out, put money in, take money out, and not have to worry about the taxation on it because we're borrowing against the death benefit account values that come from the death benefit. So if that's you, give us a call. We can work on a tax-free retirement scenario for you. And once again, we got to make sure it's suitable for you. We're not dealing with securities. We're not dealing with any of those type of, red money investment losses or anything of that nature. We want to protect your principal, period. If you have $500,000 in a brokerage account or more, then give us a call. Man, our money managers are so good. I really don't want to get on a pedestal, but all these charts that I'm showing you, they're 20 times better at it than I am. They do that literally more than I podcast, more than I've been financial advising and consulting. So we got some of the access to the best traders. If you like the manipulations, we have access to hedge funds. If you like the concept of shorting and making money when the stock market goes down, high risk investment, high return. If you have a taste for that, of course, there will be some additional disclosures, right? I feel like these are a hedge fund. I mean, the way these things move lately, holy smokes. But I like silver, man. I don't want to hate on silver. I'm not hating on silver. Just when it comes to retirement, guys, you need to be very, very careful, man. Like, you just can't have all your money in a retirement account and hope that it goes up in precious metals. It's not going to work that way. You will get slammed like you did last week. You have to be prudent. That doesn't mean you sell. You slowly take profits and you slowly open safe money accounts that you can utilize as income, because these puppies don't give you income. They don't give you any income, man. As much as I like them. And you can't deny the demand. AI is taking over. They need these puppies to make AI. They need these puppies to make military missiles. They need these for anything with an on-off switch. So it's not going anywhere. I'm happy to represent or to send clients to Cornerstone. They're a great group of people. And honestly, I don't know one person that has been hurt by purchasing from them. I can't say that about other precious metals dealers. So contact Cornerstone and they'll take care of you. And you can speak to my guy, Terry, or any of his staff members. They're all really good. If you currently have money in the bank, a 401k, or even precious metals in an IRA, you may want to listen up. You're going to want to have a place where you have a guarantee on your funds. As we go into a lower interest rate environment, banks will be stressed out when the commercial real estate crisis happens. Right now, you can get a guarantee, yes, a guarantee on your principal, and get a bonus. If you're younger than 65 years of age, we can utilize an insurance-based contract that has been around for over 100 years. We want to help you find a guarantee on your funds that are actually outside of banking laws, outside of securities laws. And guess what? You get a guarantee on your funds. You get a guarantee on your principal. Go to greenmoneysolutions.com, fill out your information, and let's just see if you qualify. Those of you that actually wanted to, you asked how my son was doing. Here's a picture of him. I'm teaching him how to trade. He came up to me and said, "Hey, Pops, what does a trade mean?" And then I was like, it was music to my ears. So I sent him this picture and showed him my trading terminal here, right here next to me. Right here. So he sits in his chair and he saw the camera and he saw the trading portal that I have. And he was like, "Bro, that is so cool." So it's amazing. I think we need to teach our kids about money and to start a business and what masculinity is. And his homework assignment was beautiful today. He had a chapel assignment. And one of the questions was, when did you accept Jesus as your Lord and Savior? And what led you to it? And he he said he wrote down on his homework that he had a bad tongue and that he had a lot of anxiety all the time. And that when he accepted Jesus this year in chapel. And once he did, he felt a relief. He felt great. He felt strong and he felt like a man. So he embraced his godly masculinity. And I was just so happy for him because that is amazing. And so part of his testimony is writing it down and how to present it because in his school, they're going to be talking about their own testimony and sharing it in front of all of the hockey players. He goes to a Christian Hockey Academy, obviously, which I support. So thank you for your prayers on that. If you guys remember my story with him, it was pretty bad. He had straight Fs, straight Ds and Fs last year. He was in a public school system. I was bawling because I could not find a special, I couldn't find a school that would cater to his learning style, his IEP. And the school that he really wanted to go to, but it would be a huge, not just financial commitment, but logistical commitment. It's an hour away every morning, every day. You know, you drive there an hour, drive back an hour, drive there an hour, drive back an hour and a half, typically because of traffic, every single day. I was willing to do it because the Joker now has straight A's and B's. Like he's on the honor roll society. So to me, it's worth it. I could speak to many of you guys. I can work on the phone while driving, Bluetooth. And I have my staff doing all the paperwork. I have all my notes from the conversations that I just forward to my staff. And it works. It works. It ain't perfect, but it works. And I get to be intentional with my son. I get to be happy. You don't want your advisor to be upset and droggy and mean and blah, blah, blah. You want him to live his life and produce for his family, protect his family while protecting your financial interest and keeping you first. Like you want your advisor to be happy, kind of like the captain of your ship. You want to make sure your pilot or your captain is very well fed and very well taken care of, and don't piss him off. Oh man, I don't need to be saying that, but you get the point, guys. And I'm just really excited for my son. And yeah, and for those of you asking about Rachel, she's been doing good. She's been on the honor roll, and she too has found a school that caters to her needs. In the neurological development disorder, we're still doing the brain balance exercises. We're still working on that underdeveloped part of her brain, but we're coping with it and managing it because we're reducing her screen time and constantly and being intentional about her sugar intake. So the sugar and the screen time, just like any kid, really messes them up. But for her, since she doesn't have that frontal cortex developed all the way, it gives her those autism-like symptoms that can be dangerous to not just her, but the family. So I continue to ask for prayers for Rachel, that she develops that part of her brain, that we understand that this is a spiritual attack on a family as well as on her. But the Bible says that he has good plans and no weapon shall prosper. And Isaiah formed against us should be prosperous. And that in all things, not in some things, in all things, work for the greater good who are in Christ. So those are the promises that I stand on, and I believe it. And I'm just happy. I don't have any anxiety towards it. I just manage it. But for those of you that really need help, give us a call. I mean, I don't know what you're doing, putting money in the bank, and we're talking millions. Like I've spoken with plenty of people that actually paid us to help them. They have millions of dollars in the bank, and it's still in the bank. And they already missed out on 15, 20% on our portfolios. Just nuts. I don't get it. I don't get it. Like, why in the world are people putting millions in the bank knowing that you do not own the money in your bank? It is laziness. Call it what you want to call it. I don't agree with it. It is not cool. No judgment, but all you have to do is make a phone call, 813-448-3446. And we are here to help you and protect and restore your money. So give us a call. We want to grow your asset. We want to protect you from what is about to come, a crazy crash. We all know one day it could happen. In the meantime, the markets will continue to rise and being manipulated. We understand the manipulation because we see it every single day, just like we did in silver. But maybe you just want to have a conversation about how can I have a tax efficient retirement? How can I reduce my taxes? How can I own my money, my IRA? What do I need to learn about an IRA conversion kit, tax-free conversion kit that's not a Roth IRA, but it's a privatized conversion kit, conversion system that we can take your IRAs and convert it into a tax-free account if you're healthy, if you're okay with a 2-month process it could take. And we're going to carve out a portion of your IRA every single year so that in 5 to 7 years, you have a whole boatload of money in this account that can grow tax-free, principal protected, like green money, but tax-free retirement. And so when you pull money from this account, Social Security taxation and the penalties that are associated with Social Security, they cannot legally come after you at all. No penalties, no nothing, because the money from this bucket of money, this green money account, tax-free green money account, should I add, will never, ever count towards this calculation of your Social Security. Written in contract law, by the way. How many of you have that? So there's so many programs that I can help you with. You just got to give us a call. We got to make a right fit. We got to make sure it's good for you, and that you are in a right place where your taxes are taken care of. You're not being bombarded with these tax bombs. And I know what you mean. Like every single year, you feel like you're getting behind because you're paying the taxes. And some of your taxes are 50, 60, 70, even $100,000 a year. There's ways we can avoid that. You just have to give us a call, 813-448-3446. You need proper wealth management and proper tax planning. We have a strategic partner with Whitestone Financial, which is my one of my close buddies, Richard Bender, great tax planner, just a magician with the tax code, literally. And we'll have him here shortly. But anyways, guys, I'm out of here. I appreciate you guys. Love you. Definitely give us a call. Help us help you. Have your statements ready when you call. Book an appointment. And I promise you will get something productive for it. This month, I'm running all my appointments. I'm down a man on the advisory side, on the consultant side. So it's just me right now till I can groom up someone else to help me take on all the calls. It's a lot. So if you want to get on the call with us or myself, definitely give us a call, 813-448-3446. We have a 29% bonus still going on as interest rates are staying stagnant. The bonus is still there. You can get 29% bonus on a 14-year product. On a 10-year product, we have a 23% bonus. You cannot add to it on the 10-year. There is a fee, 0.80, and you only have access to 10% a year. However, the indices on this particular account is the S&P 500, the NASDAQ. And we even have a NASDAQ Premier, which includes going in and out of the actual NASDAQ and going to cash 3 times a day. So it is amazing what these indices are doing. What would it do for you to have access to an index where you're making 50, possibly even 60% of these indices every single year, locking in your gains and never losing it unless you pull the money out? That is what a green money solution is. Getting a bonus, and we're taking half of the S&P 500. If you currently have money in the bank, a 401k, or even precious metals in an IRA, you may want to listen up. You're going to want to have a place where you have a guarantee on your funds. As we go into a lower interest rate environment, banks will be stressed out when the commercial real estate crisis happens. Right now, you can get a guarantee, yes, a guarantee on your principal, and get a bonus. If you're younger than 65 years of age, we can utilize an insurance-based contract that has been around for over 100 years. We want to help you find a guarantee on your funds that are actually outside of banking laws, outside of securities laws. And guess what? You get a guarantee on your funds. You get a guarantee on your principal. Go to greenmoneysolutions.com, fill out your information, and let's just see if you qualify. Pretty amazing. Just got to give us a call. You should be averaging 8 to 12% in those style accounts. They're not meant for everyone, and they're definitely not in every state. You just got to give us a call. We're licensed on the green money side pretty much everywhere, except for New York. I did renew my Hawaii license. So somebody call me from Hawaii. Make it worth it, because I just dropped like $150 to be licensed in Hawaii. I don't know why. It was just convenient. So I want to help somebody in Hawaii. And if that's you, if you're listening to this and you're Hawaii, give us a call. Make it worth it for me for spending a few bucks on a license. I want to help somebody. I usually don't do business in Hawaii because of time constraints, but I do want to help as many people as I can to become a steward of your assets. So if that's you, give us a call, 813-448-3446. We are in Tampa area on the East Coast, so keep that in mind. And we work 9 to 5. Typically, I do calls from 10 to 4 because I'm a father, so I have to drop kids off, and I have to run appointments and podcasts. So you get it. If you haven't had a chance and you want to get in shape, go to getmeleanusa.com. Amazing, amazing stuff. You can lose weight. You can gain clarity by taking focus. And also, my favorite peptide is a drink. It's an orange drink in the morning. I drink it in the morning every day. It's called Fit, but my favorite package is called Performance Package. I think it's like $349, and you get the sleep, the restore, you get the fit, you get the lean, you get all of it. And you can subscribe to it every single month. You'll feel better, I promise you. If not, call them, yell at them, cancel it, and you either get all your money back or you cancel the subscription. There's no commitment. Anything that you purchase through it helps our show. But more importantly, you should mix it with fluoride-free water from AmericaFirstWater.com. If anything, if you got a few bucks on you and you're willing to invest in your health, go to AmericaFirstWater.com. You would not believe the studies of the water bottles that you're drinking, the Evians, the Fijis, even Gatorade and Sprite, how acidic they are. Do you know that most water bottles sit in a truck for like Fiji sits in a truck for like 6 months in plastic? Lord knows where. So you're absorbing all that plastic, and it is the microplastics that you're consuming. Well, with America First Water, you are electrifying every single nasty, disgusting carcinogen that you're drinking with tap water. And you're getting a water that has microclustering, that has a pH balance that is healthy for your body. And it's amazing because you can control the pH on it. You can go completely acidic and use it as bleach. You can go high alkalinity, as high as 12, and really, really just cook with it. And it feels amazing when you drink a high, pure alkalinity water. There's nothing like it. You can actually put a tea bag without boiling it, and it will just completely brew because the microclustering just penetrates it. When you drink 1 cup of water, it's equivalent to 8, and it hydrates your whole body in 2 minutes, almost like an IV. My mom's on it, and she walked away from arthritic pain and gastritis, I want to say, or gastro issues, I would say. For myself, it's helped me with my blood pressure and reversing type 2 diabetes. Obviously, walking and lowering blood sugar was a key component when I was 70 pounds heavier. And the stuff is amazing. It is just amazing. I like to smoke with it. I'll brine my turkeys with it, and the water just penetrates the meats, and I could brine it very well. And so when I go to smoke, it is the most juiciest food you've ever had. So enough with the AmericaFirstWater.com. Go over there. It doesn't cost you anything. It doesn't cost you anything to go on the newsletter. Just learn about it. Don't make any decisions. Just learn about it. Get on the newsletter and see for yourself all the factual data that is happening. Check it out. Let me know what you think. And if you want to purchase a machine from AmericaFirstWater.com, submit your information. Timmy, who runs that side of the business for me, he will get a hold of you and show you how everything you need to know about it, all the questions, amazing stuff. Anyways, guys, I am out of here. I need to go. It's late. I love y'all. And don't forget to like and subscribe on our Rumble channel or YouTube channel and Spotify. And we love you and have a blessed day. And don't forget CortezWM.com to book an appointment so we can get your retirement back in check. God bless. I'm out.